Hey there everybody, how's it going? Nice to see you again. Thanks for tuning in. So today I wanted to talk about the Intrepid 4x5 hardwood walnut that I have right here. And I made a video a few weeks back that I had a problem. And the problem was these holes here that you mount the front standard into, depending upon the focal length of your lens, weren't drilled properly. And they were too small, so when I screwed the front standard in, the screw cut threads into the wood of the front block here, and it when I unscrewed it, I only did it once, and it ripped the wood up because obviously metal is a lot stronger than wood, even if it is a hardwood like walnut. So I contacted Intrepid and I told them my plight, and they sent me this whole bottom piece, the focusing wood and the metal base plate. They sent me a whole new one, which was really nice of them. And I mean, now that's service, that's warranty service. And they didn't ask me any questions in terms of like, I just told them what happened, and they sent me a whole new bottom plate. And so I put the camera together, which was 2 bolts on this side and the knobs here. And the new holes are drilled properly. So according to Maxim, the screw on the Intrepids is a 6mm, an M6. And the holes on the new focusing board here are 6mm, and so this absolutely works perfectly. It's fine. There's no need for any kind of other design. I'm really pleased with the way this works, and it doesn't rip up the wood at all, and it's the way it should have been. Now, I did measure the old board, and it was 5.5mm. So either the CNC machine or somebody at Intrepid grabbed the wrong bit or something, but the holes were undersized. And so that was a manufacturing defect, is what it is. And that's okay. Intrepid stood by it and they made it right. And I am totally pleased, and I can totally recommend the Intrepid 4x5 hardwood now. And I will say, if you order one and you have any problems with it whatsoever, contact Intrepid. Their customer service is fantastic. It's really good, and I had a great experience with them. I am very pleased with this 4x5 hardwood. As a matter of fact, I really prefer it to the Chamonix 45N2 that I have. If this camera had been available from Intrepid 2 years ago or a year and a half ago when I ordered the Chamonix, I would have not ordered the Chamonix. If I had gotten one of these, I would. This is all I ever wanted, was a higher aesthetic Intrepid, and this is what it is. I mean, just a little bit of walnut. It's really beautiful. I actually prefer the Intrepid design over the Chamonix. The Chamonix 45N2 is a more capable camera, and it's made to a higher standard. It's also twice as expensive. This is a $600 camera. The Chamonix is a $1,250 camera, or $1,300 with shipping. So you can get 2 Intrepid hardwoods for the cost of 1 Chamonix. The 45N2 gives you more options for your photography, but they're things that I don't use, okay? The bellows are a little bit longer, for what I'm using in a 4x5 camera, for what I need in a 4x5 field camera, the Intrepid is all I need. And this gives me that little bit higher aesthetic, and I really, over the plywood. And the plywood is totally serviceable too. People give Intrepids meh reviews, right? And I think that's unfortunate. I think, you really shouldn't compare an Intrepid to a camera that costs 2 times to 10 times more money. That's not really fair. For what it is and for the money they're charging, I think it's good value for money. There are people who are able to try 4x5, not necessarily the hardwood. Let's say you get the plywood one. You can get a plywood one for about $400, brand new from Intrepid. What a wonderful way to get into 4x5 and to try it to see if you like it without breaking the bank. Matt Maresh did a review of the Intrepid 8x10, and I'm not sure that was a totally fair review. You need to understand the Intrepid 8x10 is a $600 camera, shipped to your door. you know, the Chamonix Alpinist 8x10X is $5,000. So, you know, a perfect example is the 8x10 in the sense that if Intrepid hadn't made a $600 8x10, I wouldn't own one. I would have never tried 8x10. I would have never been able to see what it was like. And I enjoy having it for that kind of money because I don't have that much invested in it, but I can still have that option and that luxury when I want to shoot 8x10. Well, it's kind of the same thing with the Intrepid 4x5. But 4x5 is more of a standard camera for me, and I use 4x5 more than I do 8x10. And I'm perfectly happy. This is exactly what I wanted, is a little bit higher aesthetic, 4x5, and the Intrepid Hardwood is it, and I'm very pleased with this camera. So, so I'll probably be selling my Chamonix. I don't really need it because I'll be using this Intrepid for my 4x5 work. It's all I need for what I'm doing, and there it is. On another note, I'd like to talk about Fuji a little bit. I was very disappointed with something I read on one of the rumor sites. There was an interview with the CEO of Fuji, Mr. Goto. G-O-T-O, I think that's interesting. Gato, whatever. And so, and he said something that is kind of incongruous with some other stuff that they said 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. As everyone knows, Fuji has been having issues meeting demand for their cameras. The XE4 never really was in stock. The X100V5, you know, it was in stock for a little while until it became popular, and then you couldn't get one. The X100 VI6, people are getting them, but they're not meeting demand. Even the XT5 has been out of stock, and the like the 70-3, the lenses go in and out of stock all the time. The 70-300 millimeter at B&H is now 6 to 8 weeks out. So up until I saw this interview by Mr. Goto, the consensus was it was supply chain issues. But I said in a recent video, like, everyone else isn't having supply chain issues anymore. Nikon doesn't really have a problem. Sony doesn't really have a problem. So what's up with Fuji? Well, Mr. Goto is now saying that production is right where he thinks it should be. It's normal. And he doesn't want to make a bunch of cameras and have them sell at a discount to dilute the value of the brand. Yeah, that's crap. Okay, I'm going to be brutally honest. That's crap. Fuji isn't Leica. Fuji is a good camera and they're in demand, and I understand why, but I think that's really a stupid position for the CEO to take. You know, and the other problem is you're not meeting the production demands of the consumers. Like, your stuff's out of stock all the time. That's not normal production, okay? So I don't know what's up with that, and it just seems kind of ridiculous to me. I'm actually kind of moving away from Fuji at this point. I've loved Fuji for a long time, but the stock issues bother me, and there's a couple other things that bother me about the Fujis I use. The Pentax K1 Mark II, I've been shooting that more lately, and I'm starting to really appreciate the look of the images. They look more film-like, they look more natural. They're as sharp as the Fuji images. I think they might be a little sharper, but there's a smoothness to them that the smaller Fuji cameras don't have. And so I think I'm going to be shooting more with the Pentax K1s moving forward, and the Pentax lenses, etc. You know, I still have my Fuji X-T3, and I'm using that as a video camera. But for my still photography, I mean, there's sacrifices that need to be made to shoot the Pentax, because Pentax doesn't have really any video to speak of, and so it creates a video vacuum for me in a sense. But the DJI Pocket 3 has come a long way of assuaging those desires for a video camera in a hybrid camera. And so I'm going to muddle along with that for a while and see how I get on. It's been doing most of the videos that I've done in the past month or two, and it's been doing them just fine. So so there it is. That's what's happening lately, and I just want to give you a gear update. Can highly recommend this camera. It's really well made when it doesn't have a manufacturing defect, and I really enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to shooting it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you out there. Have a great one. Bye.